My
Artless.io. Like a bag of money I'm on. They wanna know what I'm on. Got diamonds dancing on my neck. That is the vibe I'm on. Way too lit. Who gon' check? You can tell me none. Boss mode in effect. And my money long. If you ain't talking money, don't talk to me. I be over here.
Music licensing reimagined.
Pockets on thick cause I eat my greens. Way too hot, 3,000 degrees. No pictures, please. Cameras flashing, I'm VIP, I'm a big deal. My life a movie, I'm the one they wanna be still. And I'm a queen, yeah. Keep it real, yeah. I keep my
I was jamming.
Okay.
It's a club there.
I thought we'd do a little bit of hip hop to get everybody motivated.
No,
Actually,
get
that
up.
was just a unlicensed music clip I found that I kind of like, so that's why we got it.
I like
So
it.
welcome. Thank you. Welcome to episode 2 of Paranormal Addicts podcast. We got a special guest and a special guest co-host today. Our co-host is Vickie. Vickie, would you like to introduce yourself to everybody?
Hi, everybody. My name is Vickie Norris, and I am the founder of Reflections of the Paranormal. You can find me on Facebook, you can find me on TikTok, and I do have some on YouTube.
She's amazing.
Thank you.
Yes. Well, I'm spoiled. My first 2 episodes are actually good friends of mine. So we had Kelly Schaefer last episode, and then I got you guys this episode. So, and our special guest today is Barbie. Barbie, would you like to introduce yourself?
Well, my name is Barbie, and I am the founder, CEO, and lead investigator of Night Song Paranormal.
Yay!
Yeah, okay. And I'm Kent. I'm our host, and I am the founder and lead investigator of Ken 10 Paranormal, as well as being the host of the podcast. Yay. So first, we'll start off with like easy questions to begin with.
Okay, here we go.
So, easy question 1. What is your bucket list location to visit?
I feel like every time that I'm asked this question, it's like when my boyfriend asks me, "What do you want for dinner tonight?" Because it changes every single time I'm asked this question. The flavor of the week changes on where I want to go. And just recently, I don't know why it popped in my head, because it's not even a place that you can even think about going to, but the White House would be amazing. Don't you guys think?
I just said that the other day on chat on somebody else's podcast.
No, you didn't.
Would be awesome.
I sure did. I said the White House, and I said Area 51.
Oh, that's another good one. But I mean, I was like, the White House, just all like the controversy and like all that's just shrouded in all this crazy.
Secret. Can you imagine the secret?
Colonels of the White House would be good too.
Yeah, and like just the amount of, oh my God, the scandals and oh my God, just hallways upon hallways of years of history and wars and all the energy that has just been in all those halls. God bless. That's a mecca, I think. Like paranormal would be amazing.
Probably
Yeah.
kind of like going to Gettysburg, where everything hits you at one time,
Right.
That's another place. Now, my boyfriend Bobby, like that's all of his crap right here. But like a lot of it is like Civil War stuff too. Like he is a huge Civil War buff. So anything to do with Civil War, especially Gettysburg, like he was like, if you ever go on a ghost adventure out in Gettysburg, I want to go. And he doesn't believe in any of this. Like he's supportive of it, but he would go to that, and he would go to any of the ghost hunts we would want to at Gettysburg, like whatever to get him there. So yeah. Gettysburg.
I got a local place for you, Barbie. There's a place that we go to all the time. I'm actually on the board help preserve it and stuff. It's called Camp Beauregard. It was actually a basic training camp for the Confederacy. And it's and then they turned it into a graveyard. And 5,000, 15,000 soldiers served there. 5,000 of them died of smallpox, and then they didn't get to see battle. And then the other 10,000, obviously most of them probably died during the battle. But then after the basic training camp closed down, they turned it into a cemetery. And in the cemetery, there's actually a witch's grave, like from the early 1900s, and it has the log chain on it, like they used to do. Yeah. So it's a really interesting place. It's not a very well known place. It's actually private property now because some teenagers decided to go in and destroy some of the cemetery, some of the headstones. But yeah, we go there quite often, and it's a really cool place. Vickie, what's your besides?
Can you still
take that one out?
Can't.
What's your bucket list location?
I don't think he can hear me.
I can hear you.
I can hear you now.
I asked.
You broke up for a minute, man.
Can you still get on there? Can you still get in there?
Yes. Yes.
Barbie?
Yes. I actually I'm actually the person that gives people permission to go.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking we need a road trip.
Road trip time. Let's go. I'm down. I'm down to clown anytime.
Anytime we go.
Yeah.
What was your question, Kent?
My bucket list place, I guess, would be Penhurst. So, I've always been interested in the asylums and stuff, and so Penhurst is the one that I haven't been to yet that I want to go. I've done Waverly. A lot of people say Waverly, especially here in Kentucky. That's a big one. But I've actually been to Waverly 4 times, so I like to see something new.
Do a birthday.
Yes. I mean, it's one of those places you're going to get activity every time you go.
Really?
A little pricey, but some of those places have got a little pricey.
Yeah.
And I used to say Alcatraz, but Kelly told me that Alcatraz is really not that active, so I don't know.
See, okay, so on our team, we have Tabitha who's been to Waverly, and she was like, she hears like all the stories about Waverly, but nothing happened when she went. But she would want to go again because, it's a hit or miss. We all know that it's a hit or miss.
Right.
What somebody's had activity, you might not have the same activity. And then Buffy, another lead investigator on our team, she said Alcatraz as well. But yeah, they don't allow it.
No, but that would be a good one to go to.
But I
I
mean,
have a question for Barbie. Barbie, if you could investigate with any famous person in the world, who would you take on an investigation with you, and why?
I'm probably going to say Jason Hawes or Grant Wilson, maybe Grant, because back in 2004, like I had been watching stuff on MTV. You guys might remember like that Fear show on MTV. Yeah. But I had been watching that since the late 90s. And then there was nothing really else on TV until 2004 when Ghost Hunters came on. And so I idolize, just like probably our entire community idolizes these guys because they really paved the way for us.
They did.
So I really idolize them. So probably Jason or Grant.
You can take Jason. I'll take Grant.
Okay, girl.
Well, I'll take Steve Gonzalez. So I actually I'm friends with Steve on Facebook. I actually purchased a piece of equipment from him. So and I had him autograph the box. So I mean, I guess that would be my celebrity person that I would want to take with me. I've had over the last couple of years, I've got to investigate with people that like to actually go into investigate someplace with. I've been able to investigate with Kelly Schaefer. She went with us to investigate the Mount Zion Church last month, and then I got to go with Night Song twice last year. So
Yeah.
yeah,
You know,
and
I love Kelly. Kelly is a good
Vickie,
woman. She is.
I'll be going with you to Brushy Mountain, right? You're going with us to Brushy?
Yes.
Yep, going to Brushy. Bobby's going to Brushy.
Yes.
So we're gonna have a killer time.
I think the whole Night Song crew's going to Brushy.
Yeah.
Me, Tabs, Buffy, and Vernon. And Morgan is on the wait list. So I mean, Friday night sold out pretty fast. Are you guys going both nights? We're just doing Friday.
I'm just doing Friday. What
Okay.
about you?
I'm staying in the bed and breakfast both days, but I'm just doing Saturday as far as the investigation.
Okay. You know, I've never been to Brush.
I've never been to Brush either. It's one of those
Never
places. It's first of all, it's a 6-hour trip. It's a 6-hour trip for me.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that plus the $1,500 has always made it one of those things. I don't mind the money as much, but a lot of the people on my team, they think if you have to pay more than $50 or something, you're getting ripped off. So so that's the reason I'm going to Brushy with this group. It's not my team. Actually, my team is just me and one other member, and we're going to opposite nights. So because
Doug's going Friday, right?
Yes, Doug is going on Friday.
Yeah.
Doug is next time I get investigated with Doug is the 20th, and we are going to the Morristown Masonic Lodge in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. It's a Honda Masonic Lodge. So we were supposed to went last year, but we had some stuff happen, so we are going the 20th. So looking forward to that. Always enjoy investigating with Doug. He's kind of an odd member, as Barbie knows, because he's a member of my team, but he lives on the other side of the state. So
I know.
he don't get to attend, like all of our investigations, and he never gets to attend meetings. We call him a satellite member, which was an position that we made just for him because for whatever reason, he sent me an email one day and tell me that he wanted to join my team and stuff, and I was like, okay. And then he told me where he's at, and so I kept suggesting, teams closer to him that I knew. And he's like, no, if that's the way it's going to be, he's like, I'll just keep doing it myself. I'm like, I'm not saying I don't want you on my team. I'm just saying I'm trying to make it easier for you.
Good investigator. I really like Doug. He's a good guy, good investigator. Yeah, you got a good one in him for sure.
Yeah. So he last year he got to go with us on 5 investigations. He said this year he helps us do more. So he's a good guy. I enjoy him.
He is.
Awesome.
So next
then you got
easy question.
The lone wolf, Vickie. It's you in Reflections, right?
Yep, just me.
Nice, real nice, Clark. I like that.
Yeah. My lab with a lot of people because of that. Like what Kent was saying. Like a lot of these locations are so expensive. It's just too hard for me to do so many locations in a year being a solo investigator. So I do partner and I do collab. Like I'm going tomorrow with Barbie. I'm so excited. And you've got another team coming too, don't you?
Got the Seekers, Memphis Seekers. Three great guys from Memphis. They're doing great things in the paranormal. But the thing is, there's not many places in Memphis. So they're kind of like, they need, they have to travel a lot basically. So, but yeah, I can't wait for everybody to meet them. They're great guys. Now I've met Jake and Jason, but I haven't met their newest member, Kenny. So we'll meet him tomorrow, but great guys. Yeah. Can't wait. Tomorrow's going to be so fun.
Why don't you tell everybody where we're going?
We're going to Old Historic Harriman Hospital, and that's owned by our good friend, Mr. Ronnie D. And this will be my second time going to Harriman. And but it's every year. So last year we went to Old Pittsburgh Hospital, and we did our first ever like friends and family invitational because our friends and family were like, "What do you do? What is this ghost hunting crap?" Like,
Right.
Well, let's just invite you guys. Let's take you to a very haunted location. We'll show you the ropes. We'll show you what we do. And so it was there one time that they could come with us, and they were blown away. I mean, it was just a resounding like success. And so we decided to do it again this year. But we always limit the amount of people that can go, and so our invitation list has to be so low because we don't want Contamination City happening. And so we just kind of sent out a handful of invitations, and whoever bit, and we had Miss Vickie bite on that invitation, and I'm so glad you're coming. And of course, we couldn't invite huge teams because we wanted to make room for lots of other people. And so maybe we can do one to where we can like do 3-team, like the bigger teams or something. Cause I was like, man, it would be a great place to do it. But
A couple of those big places in Ohio.
Well, maybe I could just kick some people off my team.
no, don't do that,
That's
Kent.
a joke. That's a joke. That's a joke. That's a joke. That's a joke. I love my team. Yeah, Harriman, I've been to Harriman twice too, and I know Doug went with you guys last year. They opened up some more areas of the hospital recently, so
They have.
some of the places that's supposed to be more active, so that should be good.
Man, that place is insane. It is insane. I mean, we had so much activity from the moment we stepped foot on the place. Like it was until we left. I don't know.
I captured the best light effect, whatever you want to call it, I've ever recorded in the 30 years I've been doing this. I've never seen another light effect like it. It actually looks like I was the only one on the floor. It was the floor with the nurse, that sits behind the desk. That floor there by that goes to the insane part, the mental hospital, the mental.
And the new building.
Yeah.
I think
I was on that floor. It was just me, and so I was filming with my camera, and you see what looks like a streak of light going around the corner, and then it looks like it's manifesting into another one that's above it that's going around the corner too, but it's faded, like it hasn't completely manifested yet, and there's no light in there. It's just me on that floor. I'm not saying it's necessarily a ghost or a spirit or something, but it's something. I never caught another one like that before or since. And like I said, as you ladies know, I've been doing this a long time.
Yeah.
So,
well, I went when they first opened, and it was 50 people. We talked about this a minute ago. But JV was doing that little rolling accent that she does. I love JV. That's my girl. Anyways, and we was in the car.
She's my next guest.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's amazing. So Ronnie D actually took my camcorder from me because we was doing these little rolls that JV gave us, and he pans around, and sure enough, you see this shadow, and it darts out of the ceiling wall, and it darts right behind my head, and it's on my video.
Gosh.
Yup. So that was amazing. So I can't wait to go back tomorrow.
Hey, Kent, sorry, real question. Where is this being broadcast? I have people texting me that they can't find it.
It should be on the Get Hunted network if they did it. If not, we will put it on our page and YouTube after we sign off.
Okay.
The live part's supposed to be on Get Haunted. They're supposed to take care of that part.
Okay. I don't think it's live. I'll let them know.
The special start time might have thrown them off because usually we do 6 o'clock, and for you we do 2 o'clock. So.
Okay. Sorry. I'll let them know.
So, you have your friends and family event. I guess my event to get everybody together is the Paracon we do.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
You have a standing invitation to that if you can make it. I know your schedule is crazy, but it's October 12th. Vickie speaking. It's her first time speaking at a Paracon.
Oh.
We have Gavin Kelly speaking. JB Coates is speaking. Kelly Schaefer speaking.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one.
Chanel
we got
speaking. Billy
we got
from
Foxtrot
Rock.
speaking, and for the speakers and vendors, we're having a special investigation Friday night where we're taking the ground penetrating radar to Camp Beauregard because, like I said, they got the Confederate soldiers buried there, and the Daughters of the Confederacy built a big monument there for them, but nobody knows if that's actually where the bodies are. So we're going to take the ground penetrating radar and see if we can actually locate them.
That'll
And
be
talk to
cool.
the
Yeah,
But
that'll
yeah.
be cool.
I have a
So
question
next
for
evening question: what is everybody's favorite piece of paranormal equipment besides yourself? I know everybody's favorite equipment is yourself, and that's the best the best piece of equipment. But what's your favorite piece of equipment that you had to buy?
Well, my newest piece of equipment would be I got the Tripwire 36. So we're going to try that tomorrow night. Now we have a 12 in the team, but I bought the 36. I guess the favorite thing that I always put out, I definitely put out my REM pods. I put out the little R2D2 looking motion detectors from Ghost Stop. I put those out all the time. And then of course, like you got to be old school with it, and you got to do your digital recorder, and you got to do your IR video cameras. That's the old school always wins all the time. And of course, another one of our girls on the team has a full spec. I think that's always pretty important too. So, and digital stills. I have gotten so much evidence off of digital stills. It's ridiculous. Not just like light flares or anything like that, like actual apparitions. It's crazy. And of course, DVR. I love it all. I don't know. I can't pick just one.
Hard. Mine is the recorder, though.
Yeah.
It'll always be the recorder because you got two people in a room, you get a third voice. There's no debunking that.
Can't
No
debunk-
way. Especially if you two women and you get a male's voice, or if you got two men and you got a female's voice.
That was like us at Octagon Hall, which is, I know, one of our very favorite places we share. Yeah, we got a EVP of a dude. Like it was just 4 females there. There were no other guys around, and it was crazy. Yeah, digital recorder for sure is great.
I have a question for you, Barbie.
Ooh,
So you have these beautiful people on your team. Love them.
yeah.
How did they come about? How did you get your little claws on them and say, "Hey, come with me. Let's do this team"? How did Night Song happen?
Okay. So Night Song, I actually created Night Song because I was just like you, Miss Vickie Norris. I was an independent investigator. I didn't belong to a team. I didn't belong to a network. I would just join other teams on their events. I would create my own and take friends or family with me. And then in 2022, I decided I'm going to make a business out of it. And so I created Night Song Paranormal to take my friends and family along with me on my ghost adventures. I was part of another team at the time. And then some things had kind of happened on that team, and I ended up leaving. And on that team, I was able to meet Tabitha.
Aww.
And when all this stuff went down, actually everybody left the team. And so I told Tabitha, I was like, look, I started Night Song Paranormal for that and what reasons I just told you. I'm going to repurpose it as a team. I would love for you to come on and be one of my lead investigators. And then from there, we invited my best friend of 18 years, Buffy, has been my best friend for 18 years. And she has been with, she already went on like a few investigations with us under the old team. So she came over with me. And then my other best friend, Alicia, who I'm in a band with, she also went on a couple of my expeditions that I had put together. She came over with me, and then my mom. And so that's where we're all just good friends that left a really bad situation in another team and repurposed Night Song for what we are now. and we grew by 2 more members. Morgan, which is Buffy's daughter. I have basically known Morgan since she was 9 years old. She was a baby. And then from there, Vernon, who was good friends with Tabitha and was on Clarksville Ghost Hunters with her. So, I mean, the roots are pretty deep, but I mean, the Night Song brand is, we're only 2 years old now. So
That's okay. That's okay. I think it's beautiful. I think it's wonderful. You brought all these people in. They were people that over years, and
Yep.
I love that. I love the camaraderie of it all.
Yeah, I mean, we're just the best of friends, and even if we didn't have the paranormal investigating, we'd still hang out and be together. So it's just awesome that you can bring your family along, and we treat it the same like you. I mean, we think you guys are all our family. I think it's all about that. It's all about friendship and camaraderie and having fun and gathering evidence, and we just believe in the whole family atmosphere. Hi, Courtney.
Yeah, I do too. Hi, Sarah. Where I've got people, Kent, that's asking where the link is because they're having a hard time finding the link.
Kent's playing peekaboo right now.
Kent.
He's saying peekaboo.
I don't think he can hear us.
I don't think he can either. Well, take over, Miss Co-host.
Okay. So, Miss Barbie, I know that y'all are pretty busy, but what kind of stuff do y'all have coming up over the next few months?
Let's see. We have in May. So of course we have Harriman tomorrow. In May, we've got Olive Hill High School, and we're doing the jail out there in Kentucky. Those are blue collar paranormal places. We've got an investigation at one of our favorite places, Octagon Hall. We're doing that again in June, I think. In July, we are going to the Dido House with Pac-Man Paranormal. So we're going to be doing that.
The Ditto House.
The Ditto House. Yeah. The Ditto House. And then I won't be able to attend. There's a jail, Bentonville, I think, that the rest of the team are going to be with Illuminate the Beyond. So that'll be fun. And then I'm trying to think what else we got. Of course, Brushy Mountain with all of y'all. Mm-hmm. And then we don't have anything booked in September, October, November. And then, of course, we'll take December, January off. It's so funny because I tell people there most definitely is a ghost hunting season.
Yes, definitely.
You're going out and hunting deer? No, kind of. No.
Yeah, and I have to swap out with that because the kids' daddy, he goes hunting. So we've got this deal. He watches the kids so I can go ghost hunting. Then I'll watch the kids while he goes deer hunting. And we can't overlap each other.
Yeah.
World War III.
Yeah.
So you don't mess with mine, I don't mess with his, and we'll do good.
Yeah.
So also though, Miss Barbie, you play in a band, right?
I do. We stay pretty busy, so I have to split my time between the band and paranormal investigating. Hi, Russ. And so I stay busy, but you know what? I'm an empty nester, so I have all this time, and I work my normal 9 to 5 job, and I'm off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and so now I'm trying to fill the time with music and paranormal investigating. So I keep myself busy.
Speaking of, I watched, and so I'm going to ask you a question. I watched when y'all was at Octagon and how you started singing and you girls came in there and y'all was rocking that song now and had spirit activity, which I've done that too. But since you do sing and you do play guitar, how many times do you actually go to location, take your guitar, and you go in there and sing to the spirits? And how is the activity when you do it?
I've only brought the guitar along with me one other time. It's just, I have so much gear. So it's just another thing that I have to lug along. But We sing pretty much every time. And a lot of the times we'll do like hymns or something like church like, especially in these places like 1700s, 1800s. I mean, that was obviously religion is huge. And so we would sing like Amazing Grace and the Rugged Cross and like all these things. And we always tend to get activity when we do that. One of the last things we did was at Buchanan Log House where we all just kind of sat and we feel like when we combine our energy by just holding hands with each other, that really helps. And so there was just four of us and we all just gathered hands and we started singing Amazing Grace. And then when I squeezed hands, it just kind of goes in a chain reaction. So everybody stops to see if we get anything over anything. But the K2s would start to light up and, there was definite activity when we would stop. So they really liked it. I mean, yeah, I think music is pretty powerful even in the afterlife, I guess.
I do. Music speaks to the souls, whether you're in the afterlife or the here and now. I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
I love y'all's video on that. I was like,
yeah, thanks.
I rock. I was like, y'all should keep singing.
It's when our worlds collide, right?
Yep. I love that.
I can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
Oh, there you
How
go.
about now? Okay.
Yep.
We were investigating the Anderson Hotel last year, and it's got a really active past, and they actually shut it down for like 3 years because of how violently haunted it was. And we were in one of the rooms, one of the more famous rooms, which was a room where a 19, 20-year-old girl traveled from Michigan to this hotel. And I say hotel, but to give everybody a picture of what it was, realistically, it was a transit hotel. You know what I'm saying? Like a hotel where people would come in if they work construction, stay for a while. If they didn't have a home, that kind of. So that's what it was. And this one room, this girl came from Michigan to Kentucky, and it's in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky, which is like between, like in the eastern part of Kentucky. So why she traveled that far, nobody really knows. But she was she had a crayon and she would draw pictures and write Bible verses on it.
Oh, that's good.
So all these pictures are still hanging on the wall. And then she ended up committing suicide by slicing her wrist. And the bloodstained mattress is still in this room.
Oh my God.
So anyway, they asked for it to be violently haunted because they have 2 or 3 bloodstained mattresses, and then they got another room where the guy drunk himself to the point that he hung himself in the closet and all of his liquor bottles in there. But anyway, to the music part. So so we're investigating, and we're not getting a whole lot of responses from this room. So we start singing the old hymns, the Amazing Grace and stuff. And obviously she was looking for the answers, so she responded to it, she responded a lot better to the females in the team than she did the males. So so music can definitely be a good trigger or whatever. So
yeah. Well, see, I'll be going to 27, and I'd heard that you have to be careful if you're a female when you go. This will be my first time there. 27.
That's a different room. Do you want me to tell you that story?
Yeah, go ahead.
So there's another room. It's the room that I was talking about. The alcoholic was in there. He lived in the hotel. He besides living there and being an alcoholic, he also ran prostitutes in and out. So
wow.
And he hung himself in the closet. Well, as you guys know, I'm a sensitive, whatever, clairvoyant, whatever label you want to put on me. I go with clairvoyant, so you can go with that. And so I got in the closet where he hung himself, and as soon as I got in the closet, all my energy was drained. I just hit the ground.
Wow.
So then, and we were getting all kinds of hits on the millimeter and everything. We got 88.3 on the millimeter, which that's a really unreal reading. and stuff. So then when we divided up, while the girls were in the suicide room, me and Dennis, we did the blue room is what they call it. We did that one together, and we were getting all kinds of touching, scratches, and stuff. And we radioed the girls when it got time to switch, and we told the girls that that spirit did not like females. And I was like, I don't know what he's going to do, but I just have a feeling that you guys need to be on the thing. So they get there, and knowing that he ran prostitutes out, they were trying to use that as their trigger. And we have one member of our team that she was 19 at the time, and she was like, "Well, I'm 19. Will you give me a job?" And we got an EVP where the EVP says $50 a free room.
Oh wow!
And then
it makes me wonder if he opened it up and was treating it as a brothel, his room, his areas he was renting. Makes me wonder if he hates women so much, if his women didn't turn against him when he was drunk one night and strung his butt up. I'm just
possible.
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
And then Barb, you met Tiffany and Jill when we was at the where the spirit grabbed Tiff in her.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah. So that's why females need to be careful there. But we're going back, believe it or not. Yeah, we're going back this year. Right. So we'll see. I actually got their claim is their ghost bite. And I actually got like a bite mark on my leg.
Did you really?
Like a bite.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like a bite. It felt like I was in another room where they have a bloodstained bathtub. The old-fashioned crawl legs bathtub.
Mm-hmm.
And the story behind it is like a 35-year-old mother checked in the hospital in the hotel. I'm sorry, in the hotel with the purpose of killing herself because her husband and her kids had just got killed in an accident. So she killed herself in the bathtub. And so I got in the bathtub. I asked permission, of course. And when I asked permission, I got yes and no. That's what the EVP said, yes and no. I was like, well, I can't do both. So I got in the bathtub, and
Which one?
we were filming and recording. So we have it both. So we were filming and recording, and I was in there 15, 20 minutes. Just a normal EVP, and then it said get out. And my thing is, I'm not going to get out just because you tell me to. If you tell me to 3 times, I get out. But the first time, I'm still asking questions because I'm trying to get answers. So I keep asking questions. And the third time it said get out, I'm like, okay, I'm going to get out. So I reach around, and like I said, it's one of the old-fashioned bathtubs. So I reach around and pull myself out. And as I'm pulling myself out, I fell on my lower calf area, what felt like a really deep, like an Indian burn, is what it felt like. And then when we got back to our base, our makeshift base, we looked at it, and it looked like a big bite. I'm talking about like a big bite is what it looked like. So I wanted to call bullcrap on the ghost biting because, like I said, I've been doing this a long time, and I've been scratched, I've been pushed, I've been a lot of things. But biting, that takes a lot of energy. And but yeah, I actually had it tattooed on my leg, so I have it permanently there. But yeah, that. It looks like a bite.
Well, Barbie, have you ever had something that traumatic or awesome happen?
I've had something like touch me. I've never had anything scratch me or bite me or like push me so hard. It's always been, I feel like every investigation I get touched at least once.
Yeah.
And you got your boyfriend there at the courthouse.
Oh man.
That. Courthouse in Carthage.
It seems like this this entity. Now we've figured him out since, because we've already done like 4 investigations there already. So we figured this guy out. And actually some historical information came up, and so we with the help of Mid 10, we've been able to uncover a lot there. But there is a spirit there, not anything demonic or anything like that. It's just, just like us humans, we can be jerks and assholes on certain days. This guy is just always a mean guy, and he just doesn't like women. And he tried, the first time I was ever there, he tried to isolate me by myself on the 3rd floor. And of course, I didn't feel comfortable with that. And so in order to change the energy, I just went outside, and it changed the energy. But as soon as I walked back in, he started picking on me again.
Did you ask him if he had a thing for blondes, though?
Maybe, but I ended up, the second time that I went to the courthouse, I challenged that. I was challenged by Steven and a good friend of mine, Stevie, with K2 Paranormal. Stevie, it was like, we think you just need to go up there on your own and challenge them. And so obviously I don't like to challenge spirits. I don't like to, provoke or anything like that. But in this particular instance, I just went up there and, hey, I'm here. It's by myself. You got me where you want me. Now what? And he didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And,
because that fear base was gone.
Yeah. Yeah. But I was, when I first got up there, I was scared. I ain't gonna lie. I was scared, but I ended up getting so frustrated because I was like, I had this in my head that you were going to attack me, and you're not doing anything. Are you serious right now? Let's go. Let's go. And he didn't, but he still didn't do anything. And then the last time we went was my 5th time at the courthouse. We figured him out, and boy, we didn't provoke him, but we made him mad by the questioning. We made him mad.
There's a question.
If you went outside, how do you know the energy changed and changed back when you went back inside? That's a good question. So Terry, who is also with Mid 10 Paranormal, she was in a completely different, separate area from us doing the Estes method. So she was the only one with the headphones on, and we were in a completely different room. And so when he was after me, I decided, okay, I'm going to change the energy. Let's see if the conversation completely changes when I leave. So I walked out. I was outside for 5 minutes. It was cold. And I walked back in, and it was confirmed that as soon as I left outside, the complete narrative of the whole thing changed. And then as soon as I stepped back foot in that door, the first thing that Terry says, in a completely different room, she had no eyesight on me. And she said, "Her upstairs now." So that's how I knew it went. It was nice, great. And then I walked back in the door, and he's back picking on me. So that's how the energy changed. Fred. Yeah. Puffy. Yeah, his actual name is Fred. He was hiding behind the name Jeff for the longest time, but we figured him out, and now he knows that he's figured out. And now all he has to say is "F you, you're a bitch," and this and that, He doesn't like it.
Well, I do like, first of all, I like that question, right? It was a very direct question. But a true investigator, when you're asked questions like that, you can back up why you have that thought process.
Mm-hmm.
A true investigator will always check to see what's going on around them, what's not going on around them, who's where, what's where, placements, and everything. So I love that you could come out and say, this is how I know it. This is why. This is what was going on. Boom. I love that. Great job, baby.
Thanks.
You're welcome. All right.
Projects. Yeah.
Rich says, I find that while investigating a haunted location, trigger objects and trigger situations can often produce paranormal activity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. What do you think, Kim?
Yeah. I definitely. Each location is different, like we discussed earlier. Some locations you can get more activity just by having a normal conversation, even between the investigators.
Yeah.
And then some locations you need the trigger activities, and so you that's our job as investigators. We have to know what we need for each that investigation. And yeah, and talking about Fred, remember Jill had a experience with Fred when we were at the courthouse too. You did. You told us you wasn't going to say anything until after you went to the B&B and we went to the courthouse, and then
Oh, yeah.
she was telling you. Then she was telling you that and you was like, "Yep, that's Fred."
Yep. That guy, Vickie, you've been to the courthouse, haven't you?
No,
Yes.
not
Ah,
yet.
No.
Okay, so the
Oh.
next time we go, we're gonna have to bring you out. But yeah, Kent. His team and my team, we did a collaboration, and we had two different locations that we were doing, and so we had to kind of like split our time between the two. But yeah, that Fred is a piece of work, and he loves to pick on women. But when
Yeah.
you are strong, he don't like that. But he made me mad this last time, and Buffy too. Like he made us mad, like fighting mad. I was ready. I was like, "I'll come fight me in the dark, bro. Like, let's go."
Right.
And I don't like getting like. And
we could go back to the courthouse now. They got the museum open too, and that way it'll make it easier for us to split the time, and we can bring Vickie with us.
something else. That museum.
As you know, Canteen and Night Song needs to do something again this year.
Yeah, we do.
Absolutely. I was talking with Gina and Stevie about going, and I actually want to go in there because they were telling me what happened with Barbie, right? And I was like, I want to go in that room and be alone. Like I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it though because I like seeing if different people get the same reaction or if it's their energy that's colliding.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I love the different, if you just think about all the different energy that people put off and how some spirits will interact with certain people, but they won't with other people.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, like maybe I've got a death wish or whatever, but like I'll see, like, are you that big of a Billy Badbuck? Come on, show me what you got.
Yeah. And it's like, and we don't, I mean, the way we are very respectful paranormal players. We don't like to go in and provoke, but you do have some spirits that's the only way you can get them to interact with you. I mean, there's a way to provoke without being, loud and boisterous and mean. You can just ask certain questions that makes them mad. And that's what we did. Yeah, that's what now there's another spirit just like that in Lynchburg at the Moore County Jail. I don't know if you guys have been there, but Mr. Nasty is like that too. Yeah.
He's got a thing for blondes. Because when I first started in the paranormal field, I was a blonde. And I've got a video when I was on Whiskey Tango Foxtrot that Billy captured on his DVR. Yes. And he looks through the bar windows and looks over my shoulder. That's me.
Saw that. Yeah. He showed that to me. Ronnie showed that to me. Yep. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah, he does not got good energy though. I knew he was standing behind me. That's why you see me leave. And I was like, yeah, I feel you. I didn't even know. This was when we first got there. I didn't even know the DVR system was running yet. And I felt him and I was like, yeah, I need a witness. If something goes down, this needs to be on video, recorded, something, right? So I'm like, hey, we need to make sure we got cameras going because, I could feel him. And I was like, I know you back there. Sure enough, Billy, the next morning, he's like, look what I got, Vic. And I was like, show me what you got. So he shows me, I'm like, holy shit, sugar. So yeah, that's one of my favorite. I love it.
Man. Yeah, Mr. What's up, Chanel? Elite Vixens in the house. What's up, lady?
Maybe. So yeah, I think we all need to do some road tripping together. Besides tomorrow.
I know. But it's like, it goes back to earlier, before we went live, it's just, We love the camaraderie and we love working with other teams and learning from other people. I mean, you could be doing this for 20 years and you still have so much to learn and different techniques, and we love to absorb all of that. I mean,
I do too.
let's go. I love it.
Because you get with people and they have a different mindset.
Yeah.
And like their mind goes this way, your mind's going this way. You're like, oh, well, let's make a detail.
Yeah.
Just detour.
Or like
So,
different things that people do, like some of the techniques that we do, some other investigators have never seen before, and vice versa. It's like, wow. And we always like to give credit where it's due. Like, hey man, did you come up with that? And if you did, like, can we use that? Like, that's great. All for science. All for science. Go for it. Go forth and prosper. Like, do your thing.
Exactly. I love it though. I love supporting people though. Like I love supporting everybody in the field. And there's some that are quieter like me. There's some that love the limelight. But I love all these different branch of people and the different energy vibes and going out and the learning from them. And I just love that.
Love it. And just the friendships that you build out of it too. Like take paranormal out of it. And just a lot of like really amazing humans, just good freaking people that you just have in your corner and you're in theirs. And it's great. Yeah. Never stop learning. Never stop teaching, Arthur. Amen.
I'm going to use that for a minute. I teach my kids, all my kiddos know, and this is what I teach them. And I love this. A smart man is constantly learning.
Yeah.
But a dumb man knows it all. Why? Because when you have a dumb man, quote, quote, and they say, oh, I know this, I know this, I know this. They know it all. They done shut that down in their brain.
Yeah.
They're no longer learning.
No longer. That's the thing. It's like, competition happens at the bottom. Collaborations happen at the top. If you're not collaborating, what are you even doing? We're not in a competition with each other. We're there for each other. We got to support each other, be there for each other, and cheer each other on. That's community. Parafamily. That's right, Stevie. Parafamily, brother.
I completely agree. Both you ladies know that I'm all about collaborations and helping out other people. Vickie, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about the meet and greet you guys got coming up with Chanel?
Okay. So me and Chanel was in chat. I saw sister down there. The elite Vixen with me. We are partnering up and we are doing a meet and greet. The meet and greet things were actually started back with Whiskey Tango Foxtrot when I used to be team lead on Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. So we done it through that way 4 years. So then me and Chanel, they weren't going to do it this year. And so me and Chanel got together and we decided we were going to put it on this year. So I contacted Billy. We got the jail. So we're going to do the Historical Society and the Old Stone Jail. So it's 2 buildings in one. We are going to have fabulous speakers. So we decided to go with people that actually have some of the biggest, largest, best locations around us, Kentucky and Tennessee. So we're going to have Baron the Night Stalkers from Octagon Hall, our favorites, right? We're going to have Ronnie D's location, the Harriman, the OSP8. We're going to have Chris and Miranda from Ghost Biker and Soul Sisters. They're going to be talking on the Haunted Historic Rugby and the Historic Scott County Jail. We're going to have Tennessee Paranormal, and they're going to be talking about Lynchburg, Moore County Jail, and the funeral home. Like, we're going to have really great list of speakers. So we invite everybody that, whether you're on a paranormal team or you're just an enthusiast, show up, meet the vendors that we're going to have there. And we've got great vendors too. Meet the vendors we're going to have there, listen to the speakers, get to know these people and their locations, get to know, the people that's in the paranormal that's going out here and doing the field. Just get to know each other.
Yeah.
Meet each other, make friends, go do collabs, and go to these beautiful locations and help support the history and keeping these places going.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, we're sold out of the VIP, the hunt. We do still have a few vendor tables available. Y'all reach Chanel from Elite Vixens down there. Y'all reach out to her, or you can reach out to me, Reflections of the Paranormal, or my main page under Vickie Norris. We do have the meet and greet tickets available. Yeah, we have the meet and greet tickets still available and some vendor spots available that y'all can join us May 18th. Vendors will show up between 12 to 2, but the people that are coming, y'all will show up around 3 to 3:30. Y'all come in, come meet everybody. Chanel's got all her beautiful, sexy women she's bringing to help. Of course, it's me, I'm solo. But, I mean, y'all come meet me, come meet Chanel. Y'all have a great time. It's a big old homey family atmosphere. Y'all come on down and see us. Love my country come out there a little bit.
I love that. We would love, when we had already had, May 18th is my birthday weekend. And so that's when we're going to be going to Kentucky to do our two-night, 2-location investigations. And when you guys came out with that date, I'm like,
Oh, well,
But
is it on your drive? Can you do a drive?
I want to talk about it, but we got a question from Stevie. You ready
Okay.
for this?
All right. I have a question or maybe a thought or think about this. With spirits of the late 1700s to the mid 1900s, how would they know how to interact with equipment versus spirits that passed 5 to 15 years ago? How would spirits of those times know how? Would they know how to interact?
I
That's a
think
good question.
I think that's where we come in and show them how the ropes of how to, thankfully there are a lot of places that, the paranormal investigators have already come in and kind of gave the spirits the ropes on how to interact. But then there are some places that they not really sure what something is. When they see lights, they're like, what is this? Is this going to hurt me? Is it going to burn me? So you just have to, that's part of building the trust when you get there and asking permission and being respectful. And then when you introduce them to the equipment, this is how you use it. And the only way you know how to use, we know that you're there. You just have to walk up to it and come close with it. And it's going to sense you. It's going to know you that you're there. And then, there are times where our bells and whistles won't go off. Our lights won't flash. So that's when we bring out the dowsing rods or something that, they might seem like, okay, well, this is something that I'm kind of familiar with. This is something, that I can deal with. So same with digital recorders. All you have to do is talk into this red light. Just talk into this red light. That's all you have to do. And we might be able to hear you. Just scream as loud as you can. So
now, I have a question. What you just said and Stevie's question, and it's for both of y'all. Okay. So have y'all found that usually when you have more equipment interaction, you'll have less actual true EVPs versus when you don't have as much equipment, you'll have like bukus of EVPs. Have y'all found that to be?
Yes. Sometimes. And the only thing I can really compare that to is when we went to, our first investigation at Buchanan Log House, which is another place that, it's the place that we call home. They're going to start opening up paranormal research there very soon. And so we're kind of helping them get the doors open to that. But it's one of those places built in the 1700s. The family is very prominent in the area. They owned a lot of the land. It's over by Nashville Airport. And it's one of those places where, they knew how to interact with the cat balls and REM pods, but they didn't know how to interact with anything else. And so that was one of those things. Now, again, so that's where the EVPs come in. So we came in with minimal things. We set up our DVR and we had the things that they knew how to operate. And we got so many EVPs on that particular investigation. And then we also caught a wispy apparition walking through the front yard. That is on our YouTube. You can go and check it out. I mean, and I'm as skeptical as they come. And I went through and I was like, and I sent it to other investigators. I'm like, do everything in your power to debunk it. And they
Right.
couldn't. And so anyway, so yeah, but then the next couple times that we went, we busted out the tripwires and all the plasma ball and everything. And then
Right.
we didn't get any EVPs.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So maybe that theory is something.
What about you, Ken? Have you noticed at all?
I pretty, it goes back to, like I said, each location is different, but I kind of agree. The more, if you get a lot of the REM pod, tripwire activity, not as much EVP. But my theory behind that is, with this RB, because I try to approach all this as a science, as I know you ladies do too. I know it's a
Yeah.
pseudoscience, but it's still science. So
Right.
my theory is, if they're taking all their energy to set off the REM pod or set off the tripwire, that's taking all their energy. So if
Yeah.
you don't have all that, they're using all their energy to try to communicate with you through the EVP. It's whatever their energy is focused on. Does that make sense? You agree?
Yeah.
Disagree?
Or maybe they don't have enough energy to actually interact like that, but they can do the talk. You see what I'm saying?
That's
That's what I've noticed, like, especially probably like 6 months. I've noticed it more and more. And it's like they just don't have enough energy to actually set off the equipment per se, or maybe they're stand backish.
Right.
But then they'll talk ever so often. They'll throw something out there because they do want to interact. And then they're like, oh, no, wait a minute. Let me shut up. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
And I think too, it's like if you go in and you start, I would never go into somebody's house who's living and just sit down on their couch and start asking them questions about their life and who they are. I want to
Exactly.
introduce myself. I want to say, hey, you know what? My name is Barbie and I'm from Nashville, and, and tell them about me. And then, here's Buffy and here's Tabitha, and let's just all talk and just sit here. So we do that a lot. We'll just go into a place, we'll sit down, we'll just talk
Yeah.
and have a recorder and a video camera going. And that's when we capture a lot of things when we're not listening. And then slowly they start to come in. Hey, I've got this game here. I really need some help with this. And, and next thing you know, you've warmed them up enough to be like, okay, well, hey, my name is so-and-so. And,
all about building trust. I mean, I say that all the time, and I post it a lot on the LinkedIn page. That's really the best approach. Is you have to get them to trust you enough to reveal themselves and talk to you. I mean, yeah. So we're running over, but we got 2 more questions real fast. Stevie says, do you think we can depend on equipment as a crutch versus using our own intuition?
I don't think it's a crutch. I think it's a way to validate how you feel. If you're feeling a certain energy around you, bring a K2 around you, bring a REM pod, bring something that can capture the physical feeling that you have, something electronic that can back up that feeling. Whether it's, hey, I feel really cold. Okay, get your thermal out, take some pictures. What's my temperature versus, another area. I don't think it's a crutch. I think it's just helping to validate anything that we might feel physically.
I completely agree. I mean, like I said, from my standpoint, it's like a clairvoyant or whatever. Whenever especially doing like a private residence investigation, it's a lot easier to go to a homeowner and be like, this is what we captured, than it is to go to a homeowner and be like, well, this is what I felt.
Right.
Yeah. So I completely agree. Validation. Vickie, you got anything to add, or are you ready for the next question? Last question, guys. You ready?
I think
Hold on, Vickie.
Yeah, I think it goes with the whole fact of being a true paranormal investigator. You always need 2 or more things to go together to actually try and validate paranormal. You can't just have one thing. So you can't, yes, you can go in there if you're sensitive. You can go in there and say, hey, I see this, or hey, I hear this, I know this is going on, but you still need validation. And the only way to get that is to add things together, research, Back it up, proof. You've got to have fundamental proof.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the last question, and it's along the same thing.
Okay.
Can spirits talk to investigators directly, or are they limited to talking via electronic devices? How did spirits talk to the living before electronic devices?
No, I think they can. Yeah, they can absolutely talk directly. There's a couple different ways that they can talk directly. Obviously, it takes a lot of energy for us to hear their voice, right? But I'm sure all three of us have heard that. We've heard somebody say hello and nobody's there. We've heard, people whistling. We've heard, coughing but I also think too that they don't know how to have their voice heard. So, sometimes we have our devices out and we're like, okay, so or they can knock on a wall or something when it's a direct response to something we're asking. It can be a yes or no. It could be a male or female. It could be these different variables that we set up, but it's also our job as paranormal investigators to set up different variables to validate the same question and answer.
And with science, if you bring the science part in on it, it depends on the different hertz and levels and tones and pitches. Certain people hear different tones and pitches. I do. And there's actually known diagnoses for like what I got. Like there's certain tones and pitches, and I can hear it and other people can't hear it, but it irritates my soul. So, you've got like it was bad when I got pregnant. It was horrible. But you have some people who are more sensitive and they can hear that. It's like a dog with a dog whistle.
Right.
And they can hear that versus other people who can't. But the disembodied voices and everything Barbie just said, completely 100% on point. Absolutely agree. Kent, what about you?
I completely agree with both of you. The only thing I would add is going back to what Barbie said originally. The spirits communicate with us different ways. Like it does take a lot of energy for them to actually speak with a voice we can hear it. But I know we've all heard them during the investigation. Them say our name or one of the other team members' name, or I've heard when we was at the Hotel California in the LBL. I heard as plain as day, and we also called it the EVP. So that was awesome. Where it said "get out." So they can use words. It takes a lot of energy. Most of the time, if they're going to communicate, it's through like touch or change of temperature. But they can communicate. The equipment is just scientifically makes it easier for them to communicate because they don't have to use as much energy, and it makes it easier for us to understand. But yes, they can definitely communicate. I definitely agree with both of you ladies. But we were actually 7 minutes and 45 seconds over time. So, Vickie, let them know how they can get a hold of you, your group, and all that stuff.
Okay, guys, simply all you got to do is type up Reflections of the Paranormal. It's on Facebook. Same with TikTok. Just type up Reflections of the Paranormal. Same with YouTube. Y'all come see me. Come reach out to me. Come chit chat. Let's set up a collab. I don't care. Come on. What about you, Barbie?
Yep.
All right, Barb, I got one last question for you because I know. Can you tell us a little bit about what it meant for you guys? Night Song being recognized as the Paranormal Group of the Year last year.
Oh yes! Yay!
It definitely was unexpected, especially with us being in our first year as just being a team. I mean, obviously we have a lot of experience coming into it, but just being just Night Song Paranormal as a whole. I mean, we were shocked. I mean, 4 of us, it was me, Buffy, Tabitha, and Alicia. We just cried over Facebook. We were, snot coming down our faces, but we were just so honored because there are so many incredible teams and investigators, and y'all show for that. I mean, you guys are just incredible, and to be chosen as one out of hundreds of thousands, I still don't know how it happened, but I am very thankful and humbled and grateful for the experiences and the collaborations and just the friendships and the charity and just everything that that we stand for it to be recognized. And our friends, it was most important that our friends, you guys in the community, stood by us and congratulated us and wrapped your arms around us and welcomed us. And it just meant the world. So yeah, I mean, we share the light with everybody. There's plenty of it for all of us. And so, yeah, it was great.
Okay, well, now you can tell everybody how to get a hold of the Night Song.
What were you saying, Vickie? I'm so sorry.
I said I think it personally
Everybody how to get a hold of you guys.
women and one man. So
Oh, yeah. So we're a one-stop shop. You can go to www.nightsongparanormal.com. So nightsongparanormal.com. And we have all of our socials linked there: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Just go there, come out, visit us. We love to collaborate as well, and chit chat and podcast and all those fun stuff. So yeah, hit us up. Let's be friends.
All right. Thank both of you ladies for joining me today. Our next episode will be in 2 weeks. So that'll be the 20th. Yes. And our guest will be JB Coates. For some reason, this wasn't on purpose, but my first 4 guests are all females. After JB, I got Miranda Young.
Yeah. That's great.
my girls, both of them, my girls. I love those ladies. Beautiful ladies.